In the early months of 2025, Chelsea Football Club found itself navigating turbulent waters. Enzo Maresca, appointed as head coach in June 2024, faced mounting pressure due to a series of disappointing performances. Despite a promising start, the team's form had deteriorated, culminating in a disheartening 3-0 defeat to Brighton at the Amex Stadium on February 14, 2025. This loss marked their second consecutive defeat at that venue within a week, having been eliminated from the FA Cup earlier. The once hopeful supporters were left disillusioned, and murmurs about Maresca's future grew louder. The club's hierarchy, known for their impatience with underperformance, began to deliberate. Reports emerged suggesting that Maresca's position was under scrutiny, with the board considering a change to halt the team's downward trajectory. However, amidst the speculation, renowned journalist Fabrizio Romano reported that Maresca was in no danger of losing his job, indicating that the club's leadership remained very happy with his work. Contradicting this sentiment, former Chelsea midfielder John Obi Mikel publicly questioned the club's summer transfer decisions and hinted that Maresca's job could be at risk. He emphasized the need for strategic signings, suggesting that the club's current plight was partly due to inadequate recruitment. As the days progressed, the internal discussions intensified. The board, weighing the team's lackluster performances against their long-term vision, decided that a change was imperative. On February 17, 2025, Chelsea officially announced the dismissal of Enzo Maresca. The club expressed gratitude for his efforts, but acknowledged that recent results did not align with their ambitions. The focus swiftly shifted to identifying a successor capable of rejuvenating the squad and restoring confidence. Among the potential candidates, Zinedine Zidane's name stood out prominently. The French football legend, celebrated for his managerial success at Real Madrid, including 3 consecutive UEFA Champions League titles, was seen as an ideal fit for Chelsea's aspirations. After a series of negotiations, Zidane was appointed as the new head coach on a 2-year contract. His arrival was met with enthusiasm from fans and pundits alike, who believed his tactical acumen and winning mentality could steer the club back on course. Zidane's immediate challenges were evident. The team was languishing in mid-table, morale was low, and key players were underperforming. Recognizing the urgency, Zidane implemented a series of changes. He restructured the training regimen, emphasizing discipline and cohesion. Tactically, he introduced a flexible formation that leveraged the strengths of the squad, promoting an attacking style of play reminiscent of his days at Real Madrid. One of Zidane's first moves was to address the midfield's creativity deficit. He facilitated the return of a former Chelsea playmaker, whose vision and experience were expected to galvanize the team's offensive dynamics. Additionally, Zidane placed faith in emerging talents from the club's academy, integrating them into the first team to inject fresh energy and enthusiasm. The impact of Zidane's leadership was palpable. Within weeks, Chelsea's performances exhibited a marked improvement. The players displayed renewed confidence, executing intricate plays with precision. The defense, once porous, became resolute under Zidane's guidance. Notably, the team's resurgence was highlighted by a decisive victory against a top-4 rival, signaling their intent to reclaim a position among the league's elite. Off the pitch, Zidane's presence reinvigorated the club's global brand. Merchandise sales spiked, and the club's social media engagement reached new heights. Sponsors and partners expressed renewed interest, buoyed by the positive trajectory under Zidane's stewardship. As the season progressed, Chelsea climbed the league standings, securing crucial points against formidable opponents. The possibility of qualifying for European competitions, once a distant hope, became a tangible objective. The supporters, rejuvenated by the team's transformation, filled Stamford Bridge with unwavering support, creating an electrifying atmosphere that further propelled the players. In retrospect, The decision to appoint Zinedine Zidane marked a pivotal moment in Chelsea's 2024 to 2025 season. His expertise, charisma, and strategic vision not only arrested the club's decline, but also laid a robust foundation for sustained success in the ensuing years. Chelsea are reportedly willing to spend £75 million on Brighton and Hove Albion winger Kaoru Mitoma this summer, who was the subject of Saudi interest in January. Brighton rejected 2 Saudi bids for Mitoma last month, the second of which was reportedly as high as £61 million, and the Blues are said to be ready to go higher to get him. The Japanese international is undoubtedly one of the best wingers in the Premier League on his day, and scored a mesmerizing goal in Brighton's 3-0 win over Chelsea on Friday, which Jamie Carragher described as Lionel Messi-like. According to Spanish outlet Fichajes, Chelsea have begun to show interest in Mitoma, no doubt even more so since his magical goal. The report claims that Chelsea are willing to shell out £75 million to sign Mitoma, a figure that reflects the great admiration they have for the Japanese talent. The 27-year-old joined Brighton in 2021, and he has developed into one of, if not their most important player in recent years. He's scored 6 goals and made 3 assists in the Premier League so far this season. Chelsea to raid Brighton again? Chelsea are no strangers to doing business with Brighton, having signed Moises Caicedo, Marc Cucurella, and Robert Sanchez from the Seagulls in recent years. Brighton's model relies on buying players for cheap fees and selling them on for big profits, as they did with Caicedo, who Chelsea paid an eye-watering £115 million for. Despite recouping a lot of funds from doing business with Chelsea, there is now something of a rivalry between Brighton on the Blues, with supporters not happy about the London side's repeated transfer raids. A Chelsea move for Mitoma would no doubt only add to the animosity. As we have consistently reported, Chelsea are keen to sign a new winger in the summer, and considered bringing one in last month too. Alejandro Garnacho was discussed by Blues officials, but ultimately they decided not to match Manchester United's valuation of over £70 million. While Mitoma is undoubtedly a top player, sources have suggested that Chelsea are looking at younger profiles than him, hence the interest in Garnacho. However, if Mitoma continues to put in excellent performances for Brighton, it can't be ruled out that some more big bids could arrive for him this summer. Chelsea roundup: Jules Koundé linked, Liam Delap latest. Meanwhile, shock reports from Spain have claimed that Chelsea are considering a big money bid for Barcelona centre-back Jules Koundé. The report claims that the Blues are willing to splash an eye-watering €100 million, 83 million, 105 million, on the 40-time capped French international. Barcelona president Joan Laporta and sporting director Deco, for their part, are said to consider Koundé untouchable. However, given the Catalans' ongoing financial issues, a bid of €100 million would no doubt have to be considered if it arrived. In other news, Team Talk contributor Ben Jacobs has confirmed that Chelsea are currently the frontrunners to sign Ipswich striker Delap, despite rival interest from Manchester United. Delap, I think, is also quite intrigued by the Chelsea project, especially knowing that if he's the number 9 that comes in, he may stand a very strong chance of supplanting or at least competing with Nicholas Jackson, who, we must stress, Chelsea do still have big faith in. So Chelsea and Delap is one to watch, Jacobs said on the Market Madness podcast.